Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Kind of glad I'm not on the East Coast right now. Mm-hmm. If you're there, jeez, stay indoors today. That's what they're telling people, especially in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, where the air quality index is 466. Well, it just went down to 458. The highest it goes, as far as bad air quality, is 500. Early this morning, Harrisburg was at 476.
God.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're canceling sporting events and all sorts of stuff up there, man.
Janice Dean on Fox News said, the weather person, she said that it's maybe never been higher in the history of America. The worst air quality ever.
Yeah.
They're telling people to stay indoors. And I guess a lot of businesses are saying, just work from home.
Yeah.
Don't come in today.
Apocalyptic scenes up there.
Yeah. And what started these fires?
Oh, there's
what happened?
Multiple.
I bet.
Yeah.
I'll bet there's a lot of speculating.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to know for sure.
Well, they arrested someone in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
For setting 3 fires, I believe. And
do they know what the deal was with this person?
That I don't know. I'd have to look that up. But way out west, though, in Alberta, they were doing some conference for women firefighters to show it's not a male-dominated industry. So
okay.
We're gonna break.
So they started some fires to show that women can put them out,
break down barriers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it was a program, was an opportunity for female firefighters to showcase the value of diversity in order to build allies among men and people who are in the majority. It's the dumbest thing ever. But anyway, they accidentally caused an out of control blaze out there.
Oopsie daisies.
Banff. So our bad.
Maybe they should have left it to the men. I don't know.
Yeah, and also out west, though, I think they also made an arrest. There's so many fires right now. Because I remember when these fires started, the ones separate Alberta fires, one of your listeners messaged me to say something like, hey, these were in conservative areas, I think before an election or something. What? Something funny. Anyway. I think they ended up arresting someone there as well. An LDS church burned down there in Alberta as part of that. I mean, it's just, it's all over the place. Yeah. And we haven't even started in this discussion about the Quebec stuff that was so wild yesterday with that radar or satellite view.
Yeah.
All of
there you go.
Quebec
there you go.
Just caught on fire, guys. All of it.
Yeah, so see that? I mean, that's just... And that's normal weather conditions happening there in Quebec there for, how many fires is that starting at one time? Just looks like 10, 12 maybe?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. Boom.
Not natural seeming.
That is really weird.
And that's what's drifting over
really
NYC
weird
right now.
Yeah. Look at these images of New York City.
Oh, yeah. Do we have the before and after, Joe? Can we put that up? Of New York a few days ago.
Yeah, okay, so there it is. A beautiful day in New York.
Monday and Wednesday.
Okay.
That is
and then
gross.
Underneath, you could barely make out that there's a skyline. Jeez. Wow.
Be safe up there.
Wow, yeah. Don't go outside and breathe that in if you can avoid it. I guess things start to improve tomorrow.
Ooh, they good.
All up and down the coast, the low-pressure system goes, and so with it, some of the smoke, maybe all of the smoke, I don't know, but I guess it improves. Tomorrow and Saturday, it's supposed to improve.
Need some rain, too.
Yeah, rain would be nice.
Knock that stuff down.
That would be nice. So here's a Canadian citizen with his observation.
It's burning down in that direction somewhere, southwest. That's where it's burning. Suddenly came up in a giant plume today, just for no apparent reason whatsoever. Suddenly there was a giant plume of smoke.
Weird.
That's not how fires start, eh? If someone throws a cigarette, there'll be a little fire, and then you'll see the smoke, and then smoke will rise, and people will go and look. A giant plume, like a mushroom cloud, Like someone set off a nuke. Like that's what it looked like. It was that big.
Weird, eh?
I mean, people are lighting fires, folks.
Yeah.
Canada is burning because someone is deliberately lighting fires, and that's a fact. That's just a fact. You know, it poured rain in eastern Canada this spring. As a farmer, I watch the weather. So it poured rain in eastern Canada all spring. Now suddenly it's burning down. Complete nonsense.
Does sound like it's on purpose, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Wow. But the left, of course, wants us to believe it's because of global warming. This is what you're going to hear from morons on the left.
Can you think any particular morons that come to mind? You can think
Chuck
of?
Schumer.
Oh, that's a good one.
Kind of springs to mind.
Okay, let's see what he said. All right.
These Canadian wildfires are truly unprecedented, and we cannot ignore that climate change continues to make these disasters worse. Warmer temperatures and severe droughts mean forests burn faster, burn hotter, and burn bigger. And the warming is happening at a faster pace in countries with higher latitudes. None of this is coincidence.
You're right.
This smoke and fog over New York and the rest of the Northeast is a warning from nature that we have a lot of work to do to reverse the destruction of climate change.
Jeez.
Never let a crisis go to waste.
My gosh.
And then when you don't have a crisis naturally, just manufacture one.
Yeah. Yep.
That's just, I would be enraged if I lived up there.
They don't have a drought in Quebec. There is no drought there. So why are you just making crap up, pulling it out of your rectal cavity? It's so wrong. It's so despicable. What these people do for their own agendas. Every day, and we see it every single day. Wow. This week we learned that Mike Pence and Chris Christie, and of course North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum.
Wait, have we already forgotten his name?
Doug Burgum.
Burgum-Mentum?
Mentum. Burgum-Mentum are all running for president. And now there's yet another option. Oh, this is exciting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Black Panther sympathizer and extreme left-wing kook Cornel West. Oh, good.
Oh, boy.
So,
let's see what he had to say.
Dr. Cornel West, you have a very important announcement. We are honoured that you've chosen our platform to make this announcement. Please tell us why you are here talking to us today.
Well, you know, my dear brother, that I have been fighting for truth and justice for 55 years, beginning when I was 15 years old there in the chocolate side of Sacramento, Shiloh Baptist Church, and working with the Black Panther Party. Never joined the party, was deeply, deeply committed to their fundamental concern for poor and working people. And now, 55 years later, I've decided to continue that fight for truth and justice by running for the president of the USA on the People's Party.
People's Party.
To ensure that we can reintroduce to America the best of itself.
Oh. You ready to vote for Cornel?
oh man, just about.
Can I just say, Cornel West is such a charming guy. I've met him in person. He is absolutely the guy you want to have a beer with. As long as you don't talk about race or politics. I introduced that man to the Better Than Ezra album, How Does Your Garden Grow? He was absolutely jamming to that thing, all the tracks. He's a nice guy. He was hanging out at a radio station once, and we just had some time to kill between shows. Super nice guy. He's nuts.
Oh, I know.
And he hates white people, and it sucks. Because he's like I said, he's a charming guy. He could use his powers for good.
Definitely a racist.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, we had that moment, he and I.
No, good. Good.
But
you bond over Better Than Ezra. That's
People's
great.
Party ticket, Pat. Are you ready to knock on doors for Cornel West?
Not quite. it might take a little more convincing.
All right. Well, we'll see who his running mate is. It might push you over the top.
That might. Yeah. He hasn't said yet, has he?
I don't know. I'll keep an eye on the. Let me set a news alert here for People's Party Ticket News. There we go. Okay.
Speaking of 2024 candidates, RFK Jr. spent some time at the southern border, and he shot this video from Yuma, Arizona.
Hey, everybody, I'm at the border wall around Yuma, Arizona. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. We've watched about 150 people come across. You can see the end of the wall down there. And we've watched about 150 people come across in the last hour. The first group were about 50 or 60 people from Africa, from West Africa. This group that is filing behind me right now, we interviewed many of them. They're from Peru, Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, India,
Jeez. What?
China, Tibet,
okay,
Nepal,
Tibet, Nepal,
and all together,
not a single one from Mexico.
People have come across right here.
Interesting.
From 117 nations in the last couple of years. In 3 years, in total, 7 million people have come across the border illegally into our country. And from here, they're put on these buses. And they're brought to the Border Patrol station where they're processed. After 4 or 5 days, they're released on their own recognizance into our country, and most of them are never seen or heard from again.
Right.
And the stories that we heard from these people are absolutely heartbreaking. This is a humanitarian crisis because of the understanding across the globe that we now have an open border here. There are people being drawn here. They're being abused. There's all kinds of just horrific, terrible, terrible stories. And this is not a good thing for our country. It's not a good thing for these people. And it is unsustainable.
I mean, his policy on the border is identical to Donald Trump's. It just is. Lock it down. Let's go.
Do you want to build a wall?
I haven't heard him say the phrase he wants to build a wall, but he has said in no uncertain terms that he wants the border locked down. Like, what is the word that he keeps using? Anyway, but I don't know. Anyway, but
impenetrable,
something like that, where he wants it on lockdown and then let legal immigrants in. But he is not an open border guy like the left is.
I have heard him say that he wants to increase legal immigration. And, I mean, again, talk about that later.
Right. Let's
talk about that. Yeah, you can tell me about that later. I don't want to hear it right now. I don't want to hear it until you stop the hemorrhaging. When you stop the hemorrhaging, then, you can look at other stuff. Like, what do you do with the 20 or 30 million illegals that are already here? And don't buy into the 11 million figure that they've been using since 2000. When we started in Houston, that's the number they used to say all the time. 11 million illegals. So it stayed the same despite 2 million people a year coming across the border?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I can't remember where I heard it. Was it in that clip or was it in the Twitter Spaces? I mean, I'm listening. I'm absolutely listening to what Robert Kennedy is saying. But, I mean, he threw out some figure of 7 million over
the last 3 years.
Maybe it was that, yeah.
That's what he said. 7 million over 3 years.
It's the best analogy, and I don't know if it was you or if it was Glenn. I mean, I'm talking 20 years ago. The best analogy was you got a plumbing leak in your house. Shut off the water.
Yeah.
Then we'll clean it up.
Right. And fix the leak.
Fix the leak, yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll worry about what to do with the water that's there on the floor. Maybe we'll get a sump pump and we'll get it out of here.
Send it back to where it came from. We're talking about water.
It's crazy. I mean, it is absolute madness to start saying, well, we're gonna increase legal immigration. No. Yeah, well, we're gonna give them a path to citizen. No. No. Shut down the border. Then we'll talk about all that. I don't even want to hear it until you shut down the border.
I wonder what the People's Party stance on immigration is.
I don't know. I don't know, but you got to believe. With Cornel West, it's going to be interesting. Also, with RFK, he recently gave an interview where the topic somehow came up of frogs. And that's always fun. When, frogs and the water and what the water is doing to the frogs comes up.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There's atrazine throughout our water supply. Atrazine, by the way, if you in a lab put atrazine in a tank full of frogs, it will chemically castrate and forcibly feminize every frog in there, and 10% of the frogs, the male frogs, will turn into fully viable females able to produce viable eggs.
What? That is weird.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
We got there. Yes.
We got there. So, if you put this chemical in the water, male frogs, 10% of the male frogs become fully functioning female frogs?
And that was just a chunk of that discussion because he was talking about in our water supply affecting humans and affecting males. And then he went to the frog example.
Wow, that is weird. That's weird stuff. I'm tired of them putting chemicals in the water, though, that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Yeah.
You know?
That needs to be addressed.
Yeah, we need to address that.
Yeah.
Tired of it.
So this is a cool graphic that I guess you put this together, right? Because you tweeted this out last night.
Sure, yeah.
So,
right, the road to the 2024 White House.
Chris Cruz put this together for us. I am, however, a little disappointed that Chris, maybe he just didn't get the news, the late-breaking news of Cornel West. Not on there. He's running. But yeah,
he only included Democrats and Republicans.
Oh, that's what it is. Because there are, hundreds of people already running?
Yes.
Good grief.
Yes, there are.
So that is the declared candidates as of right now for the two major parties.
Okay.
What do we got?
For Democrats, Joe Biden, Marianne Williamson, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., obviously. For the Republicans, Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis. You got your Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy, Asa Hutchinson, Larry Elder, Mike Pence, Tim Scott, Chris Christie, Doug Burgum.
Yes.
Very exciting. So you got 10 already in the Republican Party. 10!
10.
Jeez. I mean, there's far more than that, but these are the major candidates that anybody has maybe heard of, except for Doug Burgum. Nobody knows.
Hold on to that. We're
the governor of the great state of North Dakota.
Yeah.
North Dakotans might know who it is. We should ask. We should call.
Actually, North Dakotans have been messaging me on
that
Twitter.
They didn't know?
Well, no.
Yeah, we didn't know.
We didn't know who our governor
Burgum,
was.
Really? Huh. All right.
Yeah, I hear that he's apparently affiliated with Bill Gates. I had somebody else say that I forgot who they compared him to.
Found out he's a billionaire.
Pretty. Oh, is he?
Mm-hmm.
How did he make that money?
Sold a company, software company.
Got into politics.
Mm-hmm. Sold a software company for $1.1 billion. And then got into politics, where he's going to increase that probably to 10 or 50 or 100 billion.
And then he'll get out of the race.
Yeah.
Made my money?
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. So he's a Bill Gates guy, sort of?
I literally, that's just one message, and that's the extent of it.
All right.
And in fact, it was...
so they're not fans, I'm guessing.
No. What's his first name again?
Doug.
Thank you. Let's just see if we can just Google Doug Burgum and Bill Gates, see what comes up.
Find out about Bergamentum.
He sold the company to Microsoft.
Oh, okay.
According to Chris here.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's not hanging out. Well, wait, hold on. Here we go. North Dakota governor went to a swanky party at Jeff Bezos' house. If I had $1 billion, I'd be going to these parties too.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean... is he going to the WEF meetings? Is he hanging out at...
I don't know.
All of the secret...
Epstein Island?
Elite
I'm not
affairs.
insinuating that Doug Burgum has any contact with Jeffrey Epstein. Don't get me wrong.
Well, he certainly doesn't now. We know that. So.
Bill Gates donated $100,000 to the Doug Burgum campaign for governor.
Wow, really?
Oh boy.
Oh, well, they must be friends then.
Oh boy.
Huh? Because Bill Gates is a solidly Democrat person. That would be interesting for him to give to a Republican like that.
And here's Bill Gates hanging out in North Dakota.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yikes.
All right. Is he a Bilderberg member? We should look into that. See if he's showed up at the Bilderberg meetings.
Here's the headline: "The soul of North Dakota again at risk." And I don't know.
Is it because of Doug Burgum?
No, I think it's
Steen Jensen.
Oh gosh, it's oh no, farmland. Bill Gates, this guy, evil.
He's buying up farmland.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Just okay.
He seems to be doing that a lot in a lot of different states. For years, you've heard me talk about iTarget Pro, and if you have one, I'm going to take you to the next level. If not, this new product is something you need to have. Have you ever seen competitive shooters practice timing drills on the range? Imagine being able to do that at home anytime you want and never spend a dime on ammo. That's what the all-new iTarget Cube does. The iTarget Cube, it's fully compatible with your existing laser bullets. This isn't like an Apple situation where they make you buy all new equipment because you got a new product. So nothing you have is compatible. No, this is compatible with your existing laser bullets. You can buy one or you can upgrade to the 3-pack and get a truly unique training experience. Compete with friends, practice clearing drills, use random mode to test your ability to react, all while the system times every shot you take. And right now you can save 10% plus get free shipping when you use the offer code PAT at itargetpro.com. iTarget Pro comes in most calibers from 9mm all the way to .223, so you can train with your AR-15 if you have one. That's the letter I, then targetpro.com, itargetpro.com, offer code PAT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Well, why wouldn't you want to just replace Joe Biden with judicial nominees like one that Senator Josh Hawley
yesterday
dealt with yesterday? Let's check this out. Got some hearings going on again.
And the Brooklyn my time's almost expired, and I know other senators want to ask questions, so let me just very quickly here. Do you think it's wrong to discriminate on the basis of religious faith?
Absolutely, Senator.
Why did you argue that religious services, religious people pose a greater risk of infection than people gathered to argue for defunding the police?
Okay.
I was representing my client. The mayor and consulting epidemiologists had issued orders that she thought were going to protect public health. It was my role to defend those as
why did you make that argument? This seems like a strange argument to me, that religious people are somehow, more infectious than folks who have other ideological positions? I don't get it.
My understanding was the nature of singing and other things epidemiologists thought could transmit COVID at a higher rate.
You didn't put any scientific evidence in the record for it?
Busted.
Senator, those were fast-moving cases, and they weren't going to full briefing and full summary judgment with a record.
That's not what the district court said. The district court said that you engaged in, and your client engaged in, and you defended discrimination on the basis of religious belief, that you offered no scientific evidence for it, that you pressed these arguments over and over and over without any foundation. Frankly, I'm disappointed that you made those arguments. You can choose what arguments to make. I'm disappointed you made those arguments. I'm disappointed you persisted in defending them here today. And for that reason, among others, I will not support your nomination. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Tillis?
All righty. Little Josh Hawley there.
That was good, because singing, spread it a lot quicker, the COVID.
Yeah, you remember the singing problem during COVID-19?
Spread out in a parking lot, outside with masks on.
Yeah.
Much worse once you start singing on a Sunday morning, I think also was left out of that argument. As opposed to, wanted to use a phrase there, really in close quarters with other people rioting and burning stuff down. That was fine.
That was fine.
That was fine.
Yeah. Well, they had a reason. The the religious singers, they don't.
I see.
So, yeah. Plus, everybody who sang died during COVID-19.
Wait a minute.
Little known fact. Everyone who sang during COVID-19 died.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hold on.
That's a stat that you don't hear a lot.
When you say during COVID-19, you mean in, like, say, the year 2020?
Yeah, 2020,
so if you
2021.
sang in 2020, you're not among us anymore.
Right. You're gone.
I mean, I don't specifically recall singing.
See? You're alive. That's why you're alive. That's why you lived. All the singers died. That's why concerts didn't happen during COVID-19, because you couldn't sing.
Too risky.
Yeah, too risky.
Too risky.
So ridiculous. These people that Biden is trying to push down our throats.
Yeah.
It's really unbelievable. We got this other appointee who has called on the UN for reparations to end slavery in the U.S.
That's cute.
Yeah, because as you know, we're deep into slavery here in the United States of America, and he'd like it to end. And he wants the UN to step in and end it. Howard Law professor Justin Hansford addressed the United Nations Permanent Forum on People of African Descent last week and called for the establishment of UN reparations tribunals that could order the payment of reparations to African Americans. So he wants the UN to order the United States of America to pay African Americans reparations. How would that work out? Not well, I'm thinking. I think we'd give the finger to the UN if they told us to do that. Yeah, why don't you make us? If you can. Send your blue helmet people in and see what they can get done in this country. Jeez. I mean, the psychos that he keeps nominating for positions in the U.S. government. Professor Hansford objected that white lawyers and politicians have been allowed to control this debate in the United States for far too long. But so far, we have left it to scholars, the scholars of the past, the lawyers of the past, the white scholars, white lawyers, to determine the bounds of our legal imagination, to determine the narrow structures that we will use to determine what justice looks like for our people. So I come to you today with a novel proposal that we begin to think our own thoughts, propose our own vision of justice, and implement that justice as part of the Permanent Forum on People of African Descent. All right.
Let's be honest. Joe Biden barely remembers his name. He doesn't know any of these nominations that are being put forward. This is from the Marxist cabal that's running this nation. I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't sign off on it.
Oh, of course he would. Of course he would.
But man, this is it's
bad.
This is ruled by Marxists right here.
It's bad. And more Biden administration fun. Yesterday, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen called for revenue increases.
There it is.
Revenue increases.
Revenue needs to be part of that discussion. It's not all a matter of spending. I think we, in the interest of tax fairness and having the resources to invest in our economy, we also need to be considering proposals that would enhance revenue while also controlling spending.
No, okay.
I love how they tuck in control spending at the end.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Revenue. What do you mean? Revenue stream. What's the problem, Pat?
I can't take it.
What's
I just
wrong?
can't take it. This revenue thing instead of saying the actual word.
Yeah.
What cowards. What pieces of garbage that they're trying to pawn this off to the American people as if, I don't know, they sell goods and services from the U.S. government. And that's how we're going to raise revenue. Yeah, we're going to have a national bake sale. We're going to open up a USA clothing store. Yeah, we're going to sell goods and services. We got a really nice national restaurant where people can go and costs a lot of money to eat there, and we're going to raise revenue there.
Think of that, Pat. If you were serious about cutting spending, which we know they're not.
And they're not going to.
Yeah, and if you were, then why would you need more money coming in?
Right, they're not. They're not serious about it at all. At all. And so now they've stumbled on this word that tests a lot better than taxes, and that's revenue. Oh, okay. Go. Revenue. Yeah, let's increase revenue. How do you do that?
And it wasn't fairness. That's what she wants. More fairness.
Fairness.
Shut up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Alrighty. Got some tweets here. Jeffy for President tweets. I mean, this has to be Jeffy's mom, right? It has to be.
Right.
When Cornel West says the People's Party, does he really mean the people who aren't white SOB's party? Yeah. Yes, he does. Clearly. DMXDM, you could just about fit Jeffy in Cornel West's tooth gap.
Oh, wow. Fair point.
Oh, man. Raymond Retzer.
Wow.
I like JFK Jr. because he's at least an honest liberal.
RFK, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I
agree.
What did I say? Did I say JFK?
Yeah.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Done that a couple of times. There's a difference between RFK Jr. and JFK Jr. One's alive.
Yeah,
one is currently not. So
yeah.
It would be nice to have an opponent you can debate without the BS. Yeah, that's true. Eric White, privileged and humbled. When is Frog Pride Day? Frogs deserve dignity, too.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good
something
call.
to consider.
Uh-huh.
The Great Ape, singing hymns is much more likely to spread COVID than spewing spittle like Keith Olbermann at a riot. Uh-huh. Lori F&D. My kid's private school has chapel twice a week. During the no singing lockdown, the school decided to have chapel and start teaching the kids how to sing in sign language. Oh, my God.
That might have saved their life.
It did save their lives.
Based on new information.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Unleashed and unhinged. Who knew that Schumer, a guy born and raised in Brooklyn, was a forestry expert?
Oh, right. Can I just ask you about something, Pat? I left the studio briefly during the commercial break, and when I came back in, you were glued to the Doug Burgum interview going on CNN.
Yeah.
You were really into it, huh?
Well, it's Burgumentum.
Right.
Keith, that's what's happening right now. It's sweeping the nation. Burgumentum is sweeping the nation, and I had to be a part of it, at least momentarily.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what he was saying and why he's on CNN, because it's so unusual for a Republican to be on CNN. And, of course, they're grilling him about, well, you just passed a law. You signed a law where trans people who identify as trans can't compete with women in sports. Yeah, I did. Okay, it's fairness for girls. Okay, that's what we were kind of concerned about. I know you don't care about girls and women. You don't give a rat's anus. Isn't exactly his words.
I see. I thought it was a direct quote.
Paraphrasing.
Oh, I was about to be on board with Doug Burgumentum myself.
Yeah, but it was something like
that.
You know, and again, I'm paraphrasing. I know you turds couldn't care less about women, but I do. Okay, and so yeah, we did. We did it in the interest of fairness. I thought you people were supposed to be all about fairness. What happened to that? Out the window. It's completely out the window.
So can we put the candidates back up there, Joseph? Of the 10 now, is he now ranked number 1 for you with the Burgumentum?
Let's see. He just passed Chris Christie, Tim Scott.
Oh, wow.
Mike Pence, Larry Elder, and Asa Hutchinson.
Oh, wow.
And Nikki Haley. Right now, just because of that one answer, he's 4th. Okay?
Wow, that's a big jump in the AP top 20, everybody.
So he's 4th with a bullet right now, based on that one answer.
A quality win.
I am kind of tied right now in my mind between Ron DeSantis and Vivek Ramaswamy. Followed by Donald Trump.
I see.
And then, of course, at 4, Doug Burgum.
Of course.
With Burgumentum.
You didn't even have to say that.
Yeah, I didn't have to say that. Everybody knows. So this is neat. The official account for Peppa the Pig.
Oh, the kids show?
Just tweeted out. Yeah, and you talk about, this is for, what, 2-year-old, 3-year-olds. I've seen it with my grandkids a few times. It is not for like 12-year-olds. This is the basic type of children's show. And they tweet out Happy Pride with the rainbow thing. Happy Pride. So now I guess you get to explain to your kids what that's all about. Happy Pride what? What is that all about? Happy Pride. I can't believe this is happening, quite honestly. They are coming for our children. Now, I know they mocked that when they did the song, but you remember the song? We're coming for your children. They meant it.
We're coming for them.
Yep.
We're coming for your children.
Ugh. Sure are. And it's wonderful that they're all proud of the type of sex that they enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
My goodness. Yeah. And that pride stuff, that rainbow flag, I mean, that's now a brand.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep his name off of here for now, and he can message me later if he wants me to say it. But he was asking me, it's a listener to this program who is a gay man, and he was saying how can Christians, he's a Christian, he said, how can we get that flag back, and wrestle the rainbow back, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I just off the top of my head,
they've appropriated it.
Yeah, exactly. I just off the top of my head, I thought, you know what? What if you add, this was a symbol that I've seen around, churches in the South, often the little dove action, coming down, right?
Oh, yeah.
What if you put that in the middle of the rainbow flag? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you'd have to really commit. Like Christians would have to commit to
taking it back.
There would be a transitional period there where people would be like, "Wait, what are you doing? You're flying a gay flag? No, it's a rainbow. And look, it's the dove. It's
the symbol that the Lord sent us.
Right, this is
that
the
He's not
Noah's
going to flood the earth again.
This is the Noah's Ark story. Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a thought, right?
Yep.
So whoever wants to go and manufacture rainbow flags with a big white dove in the middle, make it happen. Let's change wrestle the culture back.
And again, this agenda is being done by the radicals in that community, not by people like him, not by the rank and file gay people trying to live their lives. No issue with them. The issue is with the radicals who are trying to destroy our freaking civilization. That's the issue that we have right now. And they're doing a hell of a job. I mean, this trans movement has turned us upside down in what? 2 years? 3 years? I don't think it's even been 5. I don't think it's been 5 years. It's unbelievable what has happened and the fact that you can't mention men and women anymore.
Yeah.
And you can't define men and women. I mean, it is so ludicrous.
Do you remember, Pat, in the waning years of the Obama administration, that's when we started getting the push for dudes being able to use women's restrooms. I think that's right when it started, right at the end. Because it seems like the Obama administration was a part of that push. And it ended up becoming a movement to butcher children, to chemically castrate them, to make them infertile for the rest of their lives,
right?
To give them body parts that don't even function,
to provide pornographic books for them when they're first, second, third graders, and if you don't, then you're burning books, you're banning books, you're a fascist.
And so we as conservatives, during the abortion heyday of the 80s and 90s, we were asleep at the wheel. We didn't push back hard. We didn't fight this. It ended up, rooting itself in, and thankfully, we're coming up just about a couple of weeks from the 1-year anniversary of Roe versus Wade getting overturned. So that's awesome. This, I feel like we have been pushing back since the beginning. Since the first moments that this thing of trans movement with our kids, it seems like it seems like we've been pushing back on this. To what avail, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't feel like we're winning in that battle, although you have good news every now and then, like the Vermont story,
the
volleyball. I'm telling you, it's going to take those girls that are competing to just sit out and say, you know what, we're not going to be a part of this. And they're going to have to they're going to have to be the pioneers here, unfortunately, and you would have thought that fight had already been won.
You would have.
Apparently not. Boy, that was a crazy thought to think that Title IX was going to hold up forever.
Yep. That was a nice thought, though. Kind of a nice thought. Let me tell you about Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifiers. If you have smells from cooking, like fish, that's the one that really bugs me. It bugs me because it just lingers so long. I'm not that crazy about fish to begin with. I'll eat it if Jackie forces me to, but I'd really rather have beef. I think everybody's pretty clear on that. Anyway, the fish smell lingers, and you're going to bed at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, and you got that nasty fish smell that's permeated the house. That's why I'm so grateful now for the Eden Pure Thunderstorm, because it takes that smell out. It just eliminates it. You send out with the Oxy technology, it sends out O3 molecules into the air, and that kills those pollutants. It destroys those odors, seeks out and destroys them. Doesn't just cover them up with nasty perfume smells. I hate that too, almost as much, maybe more sometimes than fish, depending on what kind of floury. I can't do it. So, the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. Right now, you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack and get 3 rooms of protection for under $200, fraction of the cost compared to other purifiers. It can go for over $600. So go to Eden Pure Deals, EdenPureDeals.com. Put in the discount code PAT, save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT, and the shipping is free.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So let's see, we got the whole month of June for Pride, and then some other dates over the course of a year for specific sexual activities.
1 month is not enough.
No, right. Well, in fact, it's not just specific days. Sometimes it's a week.
God.
February 19th through the 25th is a Romantic Spectrum Awareness Week. March 21st through 25th, LGBTQIA plus Health Awareness Week.
What? Wait, what in the world?
March 31st is Transgender Day of Visibility. I think we talked about that on March 31st because it was interesting that they become visible that day when they're invisible the rest of the year.
That is.
Yeah, you can't see them. And then all of a sudden they show up on March 31st and you're like, whoa, where'd you come from? So that's the day we are able to see them. On April 6th, International Asexuality Day. International. Good. Okay. April 13th, so a week later, International Day of Pink. That's a day that opposes homophobia.
Oh, they combine too? Okay, that's interesting.
April 14th is a day of silence.
Oh, does that mean they shut up over there on the radical left?
No, that means we shut up.
Oh, we have to shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
April 26th, Lesbian Visibility Day. So I guess...
Now that's inaccurate.
Because can you see them the rest of the year?
Yeah, I know this one.
Lesbians?
This one's wrong.
Okay.
That one's wrong.
Yeah, we have some in the building, I think.
Okay, what is happening?
We're able to see them. Like all year long, we can see them.
Wasn't going that far.
I mean, so ridiculous.
I see your point, though.
Yeah.
Okay, what else we got here? May 7th.
I mean, I can tell you some people we've seen all year long.
Okay.
But I won't. May 17th, International Day Against Homophobia, Biphobia,
awesome.
and Transphobia.
Oh, I'm using biphobia at least 7 times today. Yes.
Okay. May 19th, Agender Pride Day.
So wait a minute. Hold on.
So you don't have any gender. You're agender.
You're proud of that fact.
Okay. Is that like, what, Unix? Or what is that?
I don't know, man. I'm afraid to explore it. I'm not Googling any of these, by the way.
Wow. May 22nd, Harvey Milk Day. Because he was such a great guy.
Sure.
He was awesome. May 25th, Pansexual and Pan-Romantic Awareness Day.
I'm learning new words today.
course, you got the entire month of June, as we mentioned, for Pride Month. June 23rd is Stonewall Day.
Right.
June 28th, International LGBTQ Plus Day. July 14th, International Non-Binary People Day. International Drag Day happens 2 days later. International Drag Day. Okay. September 16th through the 23rd, Bisexual Awareness Week. You want to be aware
you get
of
a whole 7 days?
bisexuality for a week there.
I used to think it was just business days.
September 23rd, celebrate Bisexuality Day. Okay. Is that different than the Awareness Week?
And I don't want to know how you celebrate it either.
Entire month of October is LGBT History Month, so they get a Pride Month and a History Month.
No.
October 8th, International Lesbian Day. National Coming Out Day is October 11th. Oh, that's great. On my wedding anniversary day.
Oh.
October 17th through 24th is Gender Fluid Visibility Week. October 19th is International Pronoun Day.
Okay, whatever.
On the next day...
Wait, that's the same day? They have to share it with Spirit Day?
Wow, that's not right. That's not right.
Which is, in parentheses,
Spirit Day.
Support for LGBTQ plus.
Wow. On the 20th, it's International Adjective Day. And then on the 21st, it's International Conjunction Day.
I'm looking at these.
Yeah, you're looking for him.
Where is he?
Well, if you got the pronoun day, you got to have the adjective day and the conjunction day, I think.
When's hyperbole day? That's what I need.
Let's see, October 23rd through 29th.
Yeah, you don't skip that one.
Asexual Awareness Week. Didn't we already
I feel like
celebrate
the asexuals are getting a lot of play in here.
Yeah, they are.
Wrong choice of words.
Intersex Awareness Day is October 26th.
Okay.
The entire month of November is Trans Awareness Month. Transparent Day is November 5th. Intersex Day of Remembrance is November 8th.
Wait, Transparent Day? Where's Trans Grandparent Day?
I don't know. I don't know. And Transgender Awareness Week is November 13th through 19th. And then, of course, on November 20th, it's Transgender Day of Remembrance.
Day of Remembrance.
Mm-hmm.
That's, nothing says American holidays.
Mm-hmm. Quite like that. So
like this list.
All year long, we're celebrating the kind of sex they prefer, or
such an odd
some alternative lifestyle
to start
situation.
with.
It's so weird. It is. So weird.
That's it. That says it all right there.
Right.
So weird.
All right. But they're picked on, and they're discriminated against. So shut up.
When's Gay Frog Day? When was that?
Oh, I will look.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
You ever long for simpler times? Oh my gosh. We are in the middle of... This is an absolute nightmare right now. Last couple of nights, Jackie and I have actually been alone in our house, which almost never happens. But so we like to, when that happens, sometimes watch a movie while we eat. And the other night, I just stumbled upon... You ever seen the movie Airport? It's from 1970. So it's really old. 53 years old now.
Is that the one where the plane crashes through the... No, maybe not.
Let's see. The catastrophe on this one is that a guy brings a bomb on the plane and blows a hole in the plane.
I don't know. It feels like one of those Saturday afternoon movies I probably watched as a kid growing up with my rabbit ears.
Maybe. So we watched Airport, and then last night we watched Airport 75. Just because, I don't know, it just seemed like a simpler, easier time. That was our, it's interesting because you see the way the airports were run at the time, where you didn't go through all this security. You didn't have to take off your shoes. You didn't have to undress and take off your pants and get felt up by somebody you don't want to be felt up by. You didn't have to do any of that.
I want to go to that line.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
And then if you were there to see somebody at the airport, you could go all the way to the gate.
Yep.
All of those things are gone, and then the way they talk about men and women, it's just so different. I mean, it was just so different. Our society, and in some cases, it's better. It's better for women. In other cases, it's a lot worse for women. So what's going on right now? It's just such insanity that it's nice to forget about it for an hour and 45 minutes,
Yeah.
And just immerse yourself in another world.
Yeah, and you make that point about how women were treated. Like if you watch Mad Men, okay?
Right.
You're just like,
right. You're
wow,
like, okay, whoa.
That's a little bit much there.
You get punched in the face for that now.
But what doesn't make sense is that we've progressed so much that we've gotten to the point where, what is it, boring to treat women with respect now?
Right,
And now we have to just completely take over their spaces that we thought we were supposed to be giving them to begin with. It makes no sense. It doesn't fit in with the timeline.
I'll tell you this. In the Mad Men time period, in the 1950s, there is no way a man could have literally hung out in a women's locker room. That would not have been acceptable. Right. You would have way too much respect for women and their feelings, their sensibilities. Whereas now, it's like, oh, you got a problem with somebody's wiener hanging out in your locker room? We'll get you some help.
We'll get you counseling.
Because obviously you need some counseling. What's the matter with you? It's so weird. It is really bizarre. Anyway, we got some tweets here. B. de Bodine tweets, does that mean the old Coke jingle? Oh, he's talking about the statistic I shared with you that everybody who sang during COVID-19, dead. We lost them. We lost them all.
That's incredible.
You couldn't sing during the.
I mean, like you said, hindsight 2020, we just were lucky that we just never had a tune in our head for a year. Or it could have been a different story written about us.
Ended poorly. Does that mean that the old Coke jingle, I'd like to teach the world to sing, is now a terrorist threat? Yeah, it does. Well, it did. It's not now.
Yeah, now
you can sing now.
You're good now.
Sarah the Roma tweets, Yellen and people like her all look the same, like evil movie villains.
Oh, yeah, look at there. You got that right.
There she is. R.K. Freeman, 77. So we're going to take more money in order to save more money? I get it. Really? Orwell made it clear. Yep. Hippie Patriot, I agree with Keith. I love the rainbow. Let's get it back. I'll fly it in its biblical form proudly.
Yeah.
Also, not a winner. When is International Demonic Possession Day?
Oh, that's every day in America.
And from Jeffy Alley, child. So the frogs didn't even drink Bud Light and still turned gay. I guess so.
Right.
Yes.
There you go. That's interesting. Good take.
Yeah, it is. And speaking of Bud Light, this is kind of interesting. I guess they haven't learned anything. Bud Light will be sponsoring an all-ages drag show on June 17th. I guess that's in honor of Pride Month, I suppose.
All right, good.
So, an all-ages drag show from Bud Light. Thank you, Bud Light. What is wrong with you? How much money do you have to lose to learn? Stay away from our children. Stop this madness.
I wonder if this is a contract they signed before the Dylan Mulvaney fallout, and they couldn't break it. But you know what? I think you find out a way to get out of that contract, even if it costs you through the nose, because you have to know people are watching every move you make and going to make a story out of this.
The Washington Free Beacon reported yesterday that on June 17th, Bud Light will be sponsoring an all-ages drag event in Flagstaff, Arizona. According to the flyer for the event, at least 9 drag queens will be featured, although it's unclear how many will actually be performing. Attendees who are under 15 We'll have to go with the parent or guardian.
Oh, well,
okay.
That's
fine.
then it's fine. Yeah,
Everything's
you're
fine.
good, you're good.
Don't worry about it.
How about no kids allowed?
Yeah, right. Social media accounts of the drag queens who will be featured reveal their work to be very sexual in nature, as is almost always the case. Instagram posts from the accounts of every single performer who will be at the event include scantily clad photos of them while in costume. Two describe themselves as sexy, along with another who opts for the description of a good girl.
How would you like to be the intern given that assignment? All right, I'm going to need you to go through this flyer and go through the Instagram pages of all these dudes.
No, thank you.
And just report back on how they look.
No.
No.
Oh. It's incredible. And it's so incredible. It's obviously infected the U.S. Air Force, too. June is Pride Month. The Department of the Air Force proudly recognizes and celebrates generations of LGBTQI plus service members and their contributions to our Air Force and Space Force. Really? Generations? There was a time when you couldn't even admit that you were gay in the U.S. military. Don't give me this. That like you've always been celebrating their gayness. Shut up. This is a brand new thing for the U.S. Air Force, the U.S. Army, the U.S. military celebrating Pride Month. Why are you doing? Why?
Yeah, and I'd like to point out
stay out of it.
Not a lot of pride there from the U.S. Air Force because look at the bottom. Who can reply? People that the U.S. Air Force mentioned can reply. They didn't mention anyone, so nobody can make a comment. Wow, look at that pride.
Yeah, they're proud. So proud. Because they know what would happen. They'd get bludgeoned by people.
And
stay out of this sexual nonsense. Would you please stay out of it? Why do you have to wade into this and celebrate and promote a sexual activity in the U.S. Air Force or in the Space Force? Well, you don't. But that's because the Biden administration. That's why. That's why the U.S. military is involved in all this garbage. If Donald Trump were president, it wouldn't be happening. It would not be happening.
But don't forget, General Milley, he insisted recently that, look, the claims that the U.S. military has become woke are grossly over-exaggerated.
That's just a lie. Just a flat-out lie. And it's pretty obvious now. It's pretty obvious. He also... I don't know if it was Milley. It was one of those, one of the guys that they military execs that they brought in front of him said that there were no drag shows that were sponsored.
Yeah,
and there were, and they were still on the docket. Secretary of Navy, was it? Okay. Jeez, it's so great.
But now, didn't Matt Gaetz exposing the drag show in Montana?
I think put a stop to it.
That got that one nixed.
Yeah, I think it did.
And what was
There's a few. There's some spotty victories here and there.
But you have to be exact. You have to really shine the light on each specific one,
really
which you shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
It's just, this bizarro world makes no sense. I mean, we are a nation adrift. This is
madness.
There's no election going to fix this.
It's national suicide. I mean, an election will help, though. I mean, if we can get rid of these Marxists who are trying to destroy the country, then, it'd be better.
Okay, but that goes...
I don't know if it'd be fixed, but
it would be better. It would help because you could just look at that breath of fresh air for those few years pre-COVID when Trump was in office.
Right.
And, I mean, you're right. It can help, but... Let's go on this premise. Our elections, do we trust them? Do we even think that that's even possible? Because, hi, YouTube, we appreciate you letting us have free speech again on this subject. So do we honestly even think that an election is... I mean, it's cute to think that our votes matter now. I mean, that's what we're banking this on when we say, hey, look, an election could help this.
Well, and yet, if you think otherwise and then don't participate... you're guaranteeing that you don't have a chance. So I don't know what the alternative is.
Yeah.
The alternative is to do nothing, stay home, ignore it, and lose.
Did you see, though, the Republicans are finally waking up to ballot harvesting? And
that's what we have to do. Yes, that's exactly what Republicans have to do, is wake up to this, play the game. Okay? Let's go get everybody involved in the election. Let's bring in the elderly and have them vote. I'm all about it. Let's do that. Do it. That's how the game's played now.
Yeah.
And if we don't play it, we will lose.
But what sucks is that even when you have video evidence showing fraud and what is happening behind the scenes, doesn't matter. Gets in front of some committee in a state house somewhere, doesn't matter.
Nobody pays.
Right.
Nobody pays.
So it's going to be interesting to see how widespread Republican efforts are.
It will
during this campaign season. I saw a thing the other day that said it's not a campaign. It's not election day. It's election season. And that's well said. I can't remember where that was, but that's in some jurisdictions you can vote a month before the election. Sometimes 6 weeks. I contend in some states, in some blue cities, the voting's already begun, and nobody really realizes it yet.
Probably has.
Oh, help us.
All right. The stunning news yesterday that the PGA and LIV are merging continues to reverberate through the sports world and really the business world and the world in general. I'm not even a golf fan. I think this is amazing. It's an amazing story because of Saudi Arabia and their human rights abuses and how the PGA Tour assailed the LIV Golf Tour in Saudi Arabia, and that, anybody who defects to the LIV Golf Tour is a persona non grata with the PGA. And then you merge with them? Well, some people are saying it's not a merger, it's a partnership.
Oh,
okay. So
change the language, baby.
Change the language. Absolutely. But Rory McIlroy has been maybe the most outspoken member of the PGA against LIV. And here's part of what he had to say yesterday.
Representative Jackie, are you here?
Whoa.
Right. That didn't sound like him, did it?
Well, now
a little cold.
That hurts. That hurts that was going to be Rory. Instead, we got the brain dead Marxist pedo. Ugh. But okay.
Okay. This might sound more like Rory.
Okay.
But it's not LIV. I think that's the thing. I still hate LIV. Like, I hate LIV. Like, I hope it goes away, and I would fully expect that it does. And I think that's where the distinction here is. This is the PGA Tour, the DP World Tour, and the PIF.
Now, he claims that the head of the PGA, whose name is Jay Monahan, will continue to be in charge of the whole thing, of the organization, of the partnership, of the merger, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
He's still in charge. Okay.
Yeah,
seems like the people controlling the purse string would be in charge.
I watched that press conference. He's a good little soldier, that Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. It's going to be fascinating to see if the LIV Tour survives. Will that actually happen, or are they just going to pump money into the PGA? Everybody's going to drop their lawsuits, and we're going to stop talking about them, and everything will be fine. We'll just supply you with all the money you need. That's a weird arrangement, but that's the way some people are making it sound. Like, okay, the Saudis are just going to continue to funnel money into the PGA, and they're going to run the show.
So,
wow, that was generous of them. They just completely gave in and decided to give you all kinds of money? Billions of dollars? Oh, okay.
I hate to put golfers like Rory McIlroy on the spot. I absolutely love him. I hope that someday, somehow,
everybody does, don't they? I mean, everybody loves Rory McIlroy.
I want him to win the Masters so badly after that collapse.
Be fun.
But here's my thought. I hate to see him in a position where he's getting a check after winning a tournament, right? And he just gets his check, and it's like, people are going to give him crap. Oh, or what are you going to do with that check?
Right.
Are you going to cash that blood money from Saudi Arabia? Is that what you're going to do, Rory? What are you going to do? It's going to be gross when that happens.
It will happen.
They're going to treat him like crap.
It will happen. And
what is he supposed to do?
I don't know. There's nothing you can. Well, you could quit the PGA Tour.
Quit?
You could quit golf. That's what you'd have to do, though, to remain untainted right now.
What if he takes that money and puts it into a charity I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a way for him. But I mean, if he earns the money by winning, he deserves the money.
Yes.
But that people are going to give him crap, not the people who came up with this merger.
Right. Yeah, because he's the one. He's the face of the game, really, right now. Him and probably Phil Mickelson still. Mickelson, though, is what, 52, 53? He's getting up there.
Yeah.
But he won a tournament. Was it a major tournament just a couple years ago?
Oh,
Phil?
Lefty, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Didn't he win? Was it the Masters? Or was it some other major?
I don't know. No,
PGA, U.S. Open. I don't know. Anyway, 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about Pure Health. You got to start taking care of your liver. You know, we put it through a lot. And people with fatty liver are about 3.5 times more likely to have heart failure than those without. So it really does affect the way you live. The American Liver Foundation says that 100 million Americans have fatty liver, which means lots of people are at risk. We throw everything at our livers: cholesterol, alcohol, toxins, Tylenol, statins, cigarettes. That's why so many of us have sluggish, fatty liver that makes us gain weight, lose energy, and, you just feel like crap. So it's time to help your liver. There is a solution. It's Liver Health Formula, an all-natural supplement. Contains 12 clinically proven botanicals that help recharge and protect your liver. You can try Liver Health Formula and get a free bottle of nano-powered omega-3 to help keep your heart healthy. Try Liver Health Formula by going to getliverhelp.com/Pat. Claim your free bonus gift. That's getliverhelp.com/Pat.
Pat Gray. Join the conversation. 888-900-3393. Pat Gray Unleashed. We'll be right back.
Got some breaking news here. Pat Robertson just died at 93. And Keith right now is thinking, I didn't even know he was sick. That's sudden. Right, so he died suddenly?
Yeah. Do we know if he's vaccinated?
There's no cause of death. Don't know. We don't. It doesn't say. There's no cause of death listed.
Man, he had a lot of influence.
Yeah. Oh, man. He's been around for a long time.
So primarily known as televangelist.
He ran for president in 1988.
1988, and I was just looking up the Republican primaries here. George H.W. Bush, obviously, Bob Dole. Pat Robertson won 4 states.
What? Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd forgotten that. He won 4 states in the primary?
And these states will shock you.
What is South Carolina one of them?
None of them are in the South.
What did he win?
Yeah, right? Let's see. Washington, Nevada, Alaska, Hawaii.
Washington, Nevada.
I can't go.
Alaska and Hawaii.
Isn't that stunning?
That surprises me.
And like you said,
lot.
none of them in the South, where that man had a ton of influence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, how George H.W. Bush won all of the South.
I mean, that's a serious candidate to win 4 states.
I mean, second place, Bob Dole only won 5 states. So it went 42 states for Bush, 5 for Dole, 4 for Robertson.
Incredible. That's really something. Wow.
And he made a lot of prophecies along the way that a lot of people were expecting to happen. What was the one Chris told us that in his book back in, what year was the book out?
In 1990. Okay. I think he said the world was going to end April 29th. 2007.
2007.
So when 2007 rolls around, are you going to be nervous now? I think I will be.
Well, I'll cross that bridge.
Yeah, okay.
When we get there.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. Have you seen the world we're living in today? It feels like
it's ending right now.
It's already over.
It feels like it's every day.
He may have been right. That was right before Obama became president.
Yeah.
And it's been all downhill since.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But we lost him. Pat Robertson, 93. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We don't have time to get into this now because, well, look at the time.
Where does the time go?
Where does it go? Where does it go?
Do you want to? Somebody sent us a video of a hobby that I know you would get behind.
Really?
It's called hobby horsing. Hobby horsing? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
you got to see
hobby
this.
horsing.
Yeah, this is Pat. The competition. I mean, these are adults, by the way.
A hobby horse.
Yeah.
It's a horse that rocks back and forth.
No,
right?
it's a.
No?
I think for this thing, it's you ride a stick like a broom. It's got the little.
Oh no, please.
Yeah, let's go. Come on, let's.
No,
Joseph,
by
let's do
all
this.
that is
there
holy,
we go.
don't.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna
Don't do it.
petition to get this sport entered into
the Olympics.
The Olympics.
Yeah, we need
Look at
it.
Whoa, hey, are you for real? This is not.
How embarrassed would you be to do this?
These are.
I couldn't look myself in the mirror anymore.
No. If I did this once, I would then end it all. So okay, I do love the
these
GoPro.
Adults?
Yeah, I love the GoPro. Yeah, these are adults, right? That are doing this on the video.
I mean, if they're kids, you're like, okay, that's whatever.
Yeah.
But adults doing this,
Oh, the teenagers, okay,
can't go there.
Well,
with
they
it.
still know better, is the thing. What was that prediction from Pat Robertson again? What was that about? The world is over. Okay.
Yes. And there's a pretty good indication of it.
Yeah.
Hobby horsing.
You want to see that in the Olympics, though, right?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, so
definitely.
So Pat Gray is in a waiting room for whatever reason. You're in a waiting room. You've got 5 hours to kill.
Mm-hmm.
You're strapped. You're in this chair. You can't move. Are you going to put on hobby horsing or curling? Pat.
Wow, it's a tough.
Patrick.
It's a tough choice.
What?
It's a tough
You
choice.
hurt my heart when you struggle with this
did
response.
you see? Play the first person who hobby horsed.
Yeah. She was
Look at the
really
strutting. She was really good.
Really into this.
Now watch this.
Yeah, I think
he or
teenager.
she. I'm not sure which. But
Ready,
watch.
set, go.
Look at that. I mean, that's almost horse-like. That's really good.
That is, these are teenagers. They know better.
No.
No. Put that back up. That was
okay.
We were really into it.
Yeah, we were.
Joe,
we
play.
really were.
Put the hobby horse people back. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to say curling, eh?
All right,
Curling.
I got you. Yes. All right. So I know
Curling.
curling's not the very bottom of your watch list.
Now hobby horsing is.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. 888-900-3393. It's a world gone mad. Hobby horsing.
What?
Got
you
surprised
into
to hear
curling?
your take on it, though, Keith.
Got you into curling.
Quite frankly.
You're surprised. What was
I'm
my take?
surprised to hear your take that this is stupid.
Oh.
Because
I stand by that.
You are a participant in the sport.
Wait, put that back up there. I'm not sure.
I suppose you think we've forgotten the year 2017.
Oh.
When
yes.
When this occurred.
Look at that. Nice job, Chris Cruz, man. You found so. Look at Jason Buttrell out there. Oh, is it me and Chris? Where is this video?
Hobby horsing.
Here we go.
There he is.
I won this, by the way.
Look at how stupid this is.
I won. I mean, I blew him away. Not even close.
Seriously, you're trying to brag about this?
Absolutely.
Performance?
And I retired undefeated. Look at that. 1-0. Look at that. I'm very...
Hobby horsing.
Hobby horsing.
Yeah. Tried to pass it off as if it was something ridiculous.
Pause that right there. Pause that right there.
Teenagers shouldn't be involved in. Here's this man who is 40-something years old.
Yeah.
Hobby horsing.
I mean, not my proudest moment, but no. This is completely. I have.
What was the occasion that you two did this?
ADD. See that shirt I've got there? That shirt, I didn't buy that in 20. Really? This video is from 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean that's a town in Wyoming that I drove through, and I'm more hung up on that than the. But anyway, so I don't know what was the occasion. Just a listener sent us these outfits, and I guess dared us to do it, and of course
you did. And
I mean,
you did.
The donkey beat the ostrich into submission on that race. So that was out of donkey.
So that was, that was pre-Joe Biden. Things were happier and easier, simpler.
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
Pre-Biden.
Pre-Biden. Jeez. Those were good times.
Yeah,
good
Donald
times.
Trump years.
Wow. Those days don't come back. All right. 888-900-3393. I hope they do. Yeah, I hope they do, actually. Walk me through this Abraham Lincoln setup, because I guess Discovery...
Chris is going to get on the microphone and explain this to
Discovery
us.
Plus is doing a documentary, or is it a docudrama?
It's a documentary on Abraham Lincoln and his life as a homosexual.
I can't...
For Pride Month. His life as a homosexual. Of course. I mean, when you think Pride Month, you think, Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
Totally.
Obviously. Sure. So here's the gay Lincoln intro that I'm sure you're going to love.
Hey now, y'all have probably heard about this guy, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States. He won the Civil War and landed his mug on the $5 bill, all while being a total bearded daddy. Mercy. Lincoln was famous for having a way with words.
77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
But he also had a way with hot, young men.
What?
Yes, darling.
Are
Our
you
history
kidding
has
that?
censored Lincoln's love life for far too long. Truth is, Lincoln had at least 4 intimate and maybe even sexual relationships with men.
Okay, they're not going to be happy, seriously, until they have revised all of history. They got the 1619 Project, which is revising history, and it's been proven false, and they still hammer the 1619 bull crap. Abe Lincoln was not gay, but they're going to make him into a gay person. And look, if he was gay, whatever. I mean, he was who he was, and he did amazing things for this country. And you can say what you will about him, but he was one of our best presidents. He was a fantastic American president. And everybody will tell you, he didn't care about the slaves, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't about that. At first, it wasn't. The Civil War was not about that for him. At first, he was trying to keep the Union together. That was important to him. That was important to everybody, as a matter of fact. Everybody who cared about the Union, that was important to them. During the war, however, he became incredibly committed to freeing the slaves. He had a come to Jesus, if you will, revelation during his presidency, where he was extremely committed. In fact, to the point where everybody opposed him in his cabinet. Everybody was opposed to freeing the slaves and doing the Emancipation Proclamation during the war. Wait till after the war, President Lincoln. Abe, you can't do this right now. This is too much. The country won't be behind it. We're already in trouble here because we're losing this war. Don't do this. He did it anyway because he was committed to freeing the slaves. He had an absolute revelation while he was in office. He was also against slavery, by the way, the whole time. He spoke about it many, many times during his career.
In the campaign, absolutely. There was a campaign speech he gave where he was, he was in Ohio, and I forgot how he was, but it was like, it's on the Ohio River, and he was like, look, it's actually, slavery is arbitrarily legal, even north of it. Anyway, I want to know, when was the vampire slaying era? When was? Because I never see that in the history books.
I guess it must. He was probably too busy during his presidency. It
Okay.
must have been pre-presidency.
Had to have been, right?
Had to be.
Had to have been.
I would think. Yeah.
So, okay,
I've
but-
never seen that movie, by the way.
I haven't either.
Abe
It's a
Lincoln,
book,
Vampire
yeah.
Slayer.
So, okay, before we go any further, Chris Cruz. Pat, look at the titles of these videos here, clips 11 through 14. So we've just done the Gay Lincoln intro.
Right.
The next title, clip 12, is Lincoln First Gay Lover. All right. Should the parents be hiding the kids? I mean, how graphic is this going to get? Oh, not graphic. It says Chris Cruz.
Okay.
So here we go.
Here it is. First gay lover.
Who was Bill Green? Well, 22-year-old Lincoln, while teaching himself law, had taken a day job at the Denton Offutt General Store. Bill Green was Lincoln's assistant at the store, and the two had grown close, very close.
His thighs were as perfect as a human being could be. I mean, what can I say? I'm a thigh man.
Bill takes the first rose as score number 1.
Lincoln's most intimate relationships are with men, not women. He wants to be around men, close up, touching, and personal.
Bill became Lincoln's extremely close male, roommate. They both worked and slept at the store, apparently so close together that when one turned over, the other had to do likewise.
Oh, come on.
This is despicable. I don't know if I can stomach any more of it. It just, the revisionist history is too much. I just can't. I can't. Nobody is safe. Nothing is sacred. Nothing. Wow.
I want the Discovery Plus to do a video on Abe Lincoln's treatment of the Constitution during his presidency. Can we get that one done?
No, they don't care about that.
Oh, okay.
They don't care about that. However, the constitutional powers that he ignored, he gave back. And you do have that going for him. He did seize power that was probably unconstitutional.
But he really liked men, too, I hear.
But he really liked men.
I mean, like, I'm talking really liked men.
Personal relationships were with men.
I mean, have you seen Abe's thighs?
Like they know this? Like anybody has any knowledge of what happened behind the scenes with Abraham Lincoln and Bill Green? Shut up. This is just garbage. Yeah, I can't go with it any further. I just can't. I can't do it. Unbelievable.
You can take him to the Glenn Beck show that you're going to do later.
Yeah.
I bet Stu wants to delve into that.
Yeah,
My
I bet.
Goodness.
I love that.
Boy.
By the way, filling in for Glenn again today and tomorrow and next week, for that matter.
Oh, my gosh, bro. What?
Yeah. I think Glenn's overseas. I think he's in Europe right now. So.
Wait, you think he's what?
In Europe.
You think he's...
in Europe.
Thank you.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right. Our most important institutions right now are being systematically destroyed, as you know, and hopefully you're thinking about preparing for the worst. Because true freedom comes from self-reliance. That means having a solid supply of emergency food on hand. Let's say there's, a break in the food supply chain. What do? You starve? You count on the government? What you should do is prepare yourself and your family for such an eventuality. My Patriot Supply right now is knocking $200 off their popular 3-month emergency food kit. This is food that gets you and your family by for 3 months. Get one for each member of your family. Make sure you're prepared for 3 months. That should get you through most anything catastrophic. If it lasts longer than that, we're really in trouble. But you could prepare yourself and your family for 3 months of, a disruption in the food chain. These are delicious meals. They fill you up with 2,000 calories each day for optimum strength and energy in stressful situations. You'd be really happy to have this food on hand if you finally take the initiative and do this. Go to mypatriotsupply.com. You'll save $200 on each kit for your family right now. Don't put this off any longer. Go to mypatriotsupply.com. You get free shipping too. mypatriotsupply.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Boy, I found an article from 2005 in the New York Times.
Mm-hmm.
All this Lincoln gay stuff comes from one guy's book that was never published because he died while he was working on it. And it's just this mess of manuscript that has been somehow thrown together. And I don't know what Discovery Plus used, but I'm just saying, I'm just reading this article, and it's, nah.
No.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
No.
I don't either.
And I'm not even a fan. And I'm just like, stop changing history.
You're not a Lincoln fan?
No. I mean,
is it just because of his constitutional liberties?
I don't know how long do you have here. It's. I'm going to bring
Plus
you.
you're from the South.
I'm going to. Okay, now hang on.
Plus you're from the South.
Hang on a second.
Okay, it needs to be pointed out.
Why does it need to be pointed out?
Georgia boy Keith Malinak.
Why does that need to be
from
pointed
the South?
I'm going to bring you a book to read. I think you'll like it. But I don't like it when we go back and we change history and to fit into Pride Month on an app nobody uses.
It's got to stop. It's really got to stop.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
Yeah. Now, I mean, look, if what was the thing? I know we didn't play the clip, but Mary Todd Lincoln. Mary Todd was his beard, right?
Yes. That's what they say. That's what they claim.
I mean, this is the problem I have with this story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I could see him becoming gay later.
Yeah.
As opposed to, this is arguing early on.
Right.
But I mean, like, if you're with Mary Todd.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Oh, thank you for correcting that. Yes. Chris assures me you're born gay. You don't become gay. But if a case can be made.
Thank you for that clarification,
after you've been
Chris.
married to Mary Todd.
That was super important.
Oof.
I mean, maybe there are cases where you're born not gay, but you become it because of a person like Mary Todd.
That's the case. That's the case I'm trying to make.
Can that happen?
Yes.
I don't know. But be that as it may, I'm declaring BS on the Abe Lincoln gay situation.
Okay.
BS. Here's a fun meme that's going around, and this is on climate change predictions.
I like
over
these.
time that have really panned out well. This is why they continue to make these predictions, because they've been right so often, right? Like back in the 1960s, for instance, when oil was going to be gone in 10 years. Man, when we're 10 years away from the 1960s, it's going to be terrible.
Yeah, write this one down, Chris.
When peak oil happens.
We got to follow up on these predictions later on.
Right. 1970s, there's going to be another ice age in 10 years.
Okay.
So by 1980, look out. It's going to get cold.
Okay.
In the 1980s, of course, acid rain will destroy all crops in 10 years. That damn acid rain. I've been warning about that since 1980.
Yeah, the acid rain kind of went away.
Sure did. Like the ozone layer, which, by the way, in the 1990s, that was the big deal. The ozone layer will be completely gone in 10 years. Got that big hole in the ozone. Yeah, it fixed itself. Don't worry about it.
Okay, well, we'll come up with something else.
Yeah. Well, what about the ice caps? In the year 2000, they were saying those are going to be gone in 10 years.
Yeah.
Is it 2010 yet?
Yeah.
Do we have any ice caps?
What is a fun fact there from the CO2 Coalition about the Arctic ice shelf there? That it's grown in mass or something.
Oh,
we have. I don't know.
I mean, the kooks are saying right now that the Antarctic ice shelf has grown by 5,305 square kilometers.
Okay.
So that could be 5,300 inches, or it could be 53,000 miles. Nobody knows.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody knows.
It's over.
There's no way to tell. Well, square kilometers. I mean, a kilometer is almost a mile, right?
Yeah. It's over 2,000 square miles.
2,000 square miles. It's grown by 2,000 square miles.
That number was kilometers was square kilometers was 5,305.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's over 2,000 square miles.
That's amazing, isn't it? 661 GT of ice mass.
Oh, 60. Wait, what was it?
What is GT?
6,100.
gross tons?
I don't know.
661. So it is grown by 661 GT of ice mass since 2009. I don't know what. I really don't know what GT of ice mass is. What is that?
So the point of that meme was that, you know what has happened during that time? Taxes have gone up to pay for all this catastrophe.
That isn't happening.
That isn't even happening. There you go.
GT is massive ice? Why did...
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but what does
all.
GT stand for? It's got to be...
Good times.
Gross tons, good times.
Gross tons. I think that's what
is
it is.
Good times.
It's
it
either
stands for
yeah,
good times.
it's one.
All right, thank you.
Flip a coin.
There's a hole in the
Oh,
sky
no.
where the tree once was. Somebody's making money.
Oh, do you want to see this this whacked out environmentalist chick?
I do want to see her, yes.
Upset at the guy sitting in
There's
his car?
somebody sitting in his car idling,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And, of course, we know how that's killing the planet.
Mm-hmm.
So she shares that with him.
Yeah, so that's you.
For what
You're sitting
reason?
in the car with the engine running. You're polluting the atmosphere. That is a crime now. How is it a crime? Because you are sending untold, nasty emissions of poison all over this area.
It's in a Tesla. Really?
It shouldn't be allowed.
Am I really?
Yes,
I think
you are
I
really,
think that- I think
really,
that-
really. As you live and breathe, as you're talking to me now, you are sitting there with your engine running
And you're sat there with a
polluting the
hat.
atmosphere.
And you're sitting there, and you're standing over there with a hat on. I'm not complaining about that, am I?
Well, that might be a crime against fashion, but it's certainly not a crime, as
Okay,
in
that's
the
funny.
police are going to get me, are they?
Okay, so what? You're going to call the police because I'm just sat in my car?
You're sat in your car with your engine running. If you were sat in the car with your engine off, like, I wouldn't
Ugh.
say anything about it.
But love, it's an electric car, though.
My way and
It's an
enjoy
electric
my
car.
afternoon rather
I
than
know, but,
engaging in a pointless conversation with you.
No,
Although I hope
like-
it's not pointless because I'm hoping that you're going to turn that bloody engine off.
Love, it's an electric
Yeah,
car.
no, you've got a child in the back there.
Love, it's an
Do you know
electric
what
car.
you're doing to that child? You've got the window open, talking to me, as you would, of course.
But I'm saying it's an electric car, though.
It's not an electric car.
It's an electric car. Love, there's no emissions coming
What
out
are you
of it.
pointing at that for? What's that?
No,
What is that? What? Oh, so that tells me it's an electric car.
Second my car now. What? You've
I'm
got the
trying to-
right.
All right,
You've
look,
got the
okay,
right
all right,
to bend
okay.
my finger.
I'm not going to touch your car again,
Thank
but I'm
you.
just telling you, you can't just point to that insignia, which I've never seen before,
It's-
and tell me that that's an
Tesla.
electric car.
But it's an electric car. There's no
Because that suits
emissions.
you, doesn't it?
But does it
Okay,
suit
so
you?
it's a very quiet engine. It is really quiet, I'll give you that. It's quiet, but it's silent but deadly, you know?
Whoa. So
It is silent but deadly. Those poisons, those
there
gases,
is no engine.
they can't be seen.
There's no engine.
Look, just listen to me, all right?
I'm listening.
Listen to me.
All right.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Yeah, can we have a decent, peaceable conversation, please?
Can't we?
I'm just trying to explain to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, you see, there are things that you can't see, right?
Yeah.
Gas is one of them.
Yeah.
Poisonous gas
Yeah.
is something that you can't see, all right? You can't see it. And it's poisoning. You see, these people here,
People dropping
they
dead
agree
all
with
over
me, you
the
see.
area.
Oh,
They
they
agree
really?
with me. They do, yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that this is there's no emissions.
She is.
She doesn't understand that concept.
How much carbon dioxide did she exhale in babbling?
Oh,
there?
too much. Way too much.
And she's waving around this cell phone that, depends on electricity, probably down at the old coal-powered plant there.
Mm-hmm.
She's, oh my gosh. You
People
could
are
have wrapped that
psychotic.
conversation up quickly by just letting that window
Yes.
go right out. Ugh.
Man. Whew.
People.
Scientists searching out some signals from the Milky Way galaxy for aliens right now.
Okay.
They're zeroing in on the heart of the Milky Way to determine the origins of mysterious signals. Researchers suspect that the radio signals are not natural pulses from outer space, but could be signals from extraterrestrial life forms.
Let's go.
Oh, that's cool. I love these stories.
Me too.
They never pan out. They never turn into anything.
Hey,
but
hold on real quick. How are you on the whistleblower about the crafts and the alien bodies and stuff? Where do you stand
I'm
on that?
not sure what to think on that.
I feel like it's a distraction. Still.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's my guy right there. Hi. Looks like he's being tortured.
Oh, yeah? There's your guy.
Just trying to hang in there.
Some experts warn that it's imperative that humans locate any civilization before they find us. Really? If they're technologically superior enough to get to us, they already know about us. Scientists revealed this week that they're ramping up efforts to hunt for aliens in the core of the Milky Way galaxy. Scientists presented their blueprint for attempting to track down radio pulses emanating from the middle of the galaxy in a scientific paper published in the Astronomical Journal. The paper's author, Steve Croft, and an adjunct senior astronomer at the SETI Institute said the breakthrough listen investigation for period. They have the dumbest names for this stuff. The breakthrough listen investigation for periodic spectral signals, or blips.
Oh, okay. You talk about going out of your way to try to make it fit.
We needed to, spell something. So what can we put in there? Led by Akshay Suresh, Cornell doctoral candidate in astronomy, is pioneering a research periodic signal emanating from the core of our galaxy, the Milky Way. The research aims to detect repetitive patterns, a way to search for extraterrestrial intelligence, which we've never found, by the way. But this would be kind of cool if it is. Wouldn't it? Would you like that? I
sure.
would.
Yeah, let's.
Live Science reported, what's more, if intelligent aliens at the core of the Milky Way wanted to reach out to the rest of the galaxy, they could send signals sweeping across a wide array of planets, given their privileged position at the center of the galaxy. Using narrow bandwidths and repeated patterns would be a prime way for aliens to reveal themselves.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
The blips.
We'll see. See what happens. All right, see you tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.